terrible at names, and having
That's all right.
and having 20 new people doesn't help.
I only got 2 letters.
All right, the dive and catch play.
Yeah.
That's a tweener.
Yeah.
That's one that you could read that as the center fielder was coming straight in and the first base umpire should have took it, or you could have read it as it was center fielder to his right. It's just one of those hard ones.
Yeah.
But one of you's got to make a decision to go out. So if he gives it up, then you got to come in and take that. You got to go take that ball.
Right. So it was my thought process. I read it as his. Now I didn't look over, and I should have looked over. So I started to come in, and then I realized he wasn't going. But rather than turn and go, I had such a good view of it. I figured I'd just keep coming, and I can make that call similar to the pop-up behind the second baseman. I didn't think I had to go out, but obviously I should have.
No, I mean that's fine as long as you recognize that that's your responsibility.
Right.
So we just got to have somebody has got to take responsibility for that ball and let them know, hey, that's a catch, or no, it's not a catch. If nothing else, I would start working down, watching for the catch, boom, and just like you would, glance.
Oh yeah.
Runner's going, step up.
Actually, why is he stepping up? Why is it just turned?
He was a step or two deeper. He wasn't all right on the grass line. Back pick.
Get up.
Nice angle by Jay. Does a good job taking his post pitch steps. He's been doing a good job of reading that catcher's picking the first base. The one to center, I thought that was a good read because that's a ball that if you got a college outfielder, that could be a diving catch.
Okay.
All right. I don't think this kid's going to get to it, but you start doing a Division II outfielder is going to get to that ball. I think if he widened his stance a little bit, he wouldn't have to work as hard, bend down as far. I think his feet are really close together. It's making him, he'd been a tall guy, is making him have to squat a lot more than he really should.
Oh, so you think, let's look at the feet. That's what we're going to do.
I'm wider than that, and I'm a midget. I have little to no squat in my stance for that reason. Just a thought, if it's not something that bothers you, it's just a lot of moving parts when you have to move that much. All right, that play right there, you're starting second, third, 2 outs, right?
Yeah.
All right, the only time we're gonna slide or rim that play is if it's a ball hit to the left fielder to the line.
Right.
All right, because it's gonna be an obvious double. The guy's gonna try to score from there. All right, so we're gonna take him into second base. If it's hit here, there's really no need for you to go because everything's gonna be coming over your head.
So you want me to just stay?
You're gonna stay on that one.
Oh, okay.
So it's only to the left fielder to the line that we're gonna take that guy to second base.
Okay, otherwise in that situation, second and third and
2 outs, we're gonna stay home.
I'm gonna stay if the ball's hit on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You did say that yesterday. Okay.
See, now that's a pitch that may have been, I thought it was down either way, but you got to watch it all the way to the glove and see what the catcher does with it. 3-man's a lot of repetition, man. It took me a couple years to really get it to where I was good at it.
Yeah, that's where I do it.
Getting better this weekend already, even from this morning.
Go. First base side of the cutout. When I'm teaching people to work 3-man, I tell people all the time. Did you play a game when you were a kid?
Yeah,
you play this game?
I played baseball, yeah.
So what I tell people is you do it like you do it a player. All right, what am I going to do in the ball? When I was in Little League, what am I going to do when the ball is hit to me?
They always talked about that.
Yeah.
1 out, 2 out, 2 low.
When I'm teaching people to work 3 and 4-man, I tell them the same thing. All right, you got to have that mental checklist before every pitch. What am I going to do if they hit a ground ball? What am I going to do if they get a base hit? What am I going to do if they hit a fly ball? What are my responsibilities? Just run that mental checklist through your head.
It's like, because I know I had a really tough time with the 3-man up in Franklin Pass, and I'm like, Christ. And I had never done it before.
It's
just
it's the best umpire system to work. It's the most fun, but it's the hardest to learn. You got runners at first, second, first and second. More importantly, you can't get too deep on that in your starting position because you still got responsibility for the pick.
Okay,
And
come in a little more.
yeah, you almost want to be exactly where you are in two-man.
Okay.
In C position in two-man,
Yep.
that's where you're going to want to be starting position with just these two guys, especially.
Okay. Yep.
R3. I mean, if you got second, and third.
It's a little
I'm sorry, first and second and third. You got the bases loaded. You can get a little deeper because guess what?
Bases loaded.
They're not gonna steal third base.
Okay.
All right.
So what are you saying? Like
First and second,
first
and second only with 2 outs.
first and third too.
Yeah, first and third as well.
Okay.
All right.
You can cheat back a little.
First and third, you can cheat back a little bit.
And bases loaded.
And bases loaded, you can cheat
Okay,
back a
all
little
right.
bit.
Okay, I'll make sure.
All right.
Oh boy!
Hey, that's your catch, no catch. So
do I signal?
I would signal that one.
Okay.
All right,
Because it wasn't just an easy catch; it was a difficult one.
Yeah,
so bang it.
that's a guy. He's diving to his left.
And I knew that. I saw that when he was coming to me on a play like that. Bang him, let him all know.
I don't give him this one. I give him this one, like a basketball foul. Get it up where everybody can see it.
Well, you know what? My side was tall, like,
You got the ground ball to shortstop or third, and that runner's coming across. I didn't have interference there, but if you're sitting in the dugout and you maybe not knows the rules so well, like some of these guys, just give them that's nothing. All right. You're going to first now?
Yeah.
All right, I'll come over there with you.
Which way you want me to run? That
So
way?
let's go around here.
Now I'm back over here.
Yep, now you're here. All right. Now at my starting position, I want to be about 10, 12 feet from the bag. And what I want to do is get where I got a window between the runner and the first baseman where I'm looking right at the pitcher.
So I can see them.
Yep. Then you want to be right on the line because you still have fair foul responsibility. Hey, Calvin, strike 3, swinging strike 3.
Yeah.
No need for the point, just give it out mechanically. All right?
I'm working on the point.
I'm getting it. Now don't give up. Now you still got to be on the line. Don't give up your fair foul responsibility because that's one of your first priorities. All right, so we still want to be in here. All right. Now come in. Once it's through the infield, we're gonna slide down in here. All right. Stop right there. See how far you are from first base? Huh? Yeah, you were set up deep. Let's step it off. 6, 9, 12, 14, 15, 18. You're like 30 feet. Even if that guy pushes me back here, when that ball's hit, I'm gonna bust into this angle and try to get closer to that play. And I take my plays far away from the bag. And I'm usually probably right in here. Now I take my plays a little different than we teach at this camp. But still, if I got a double play coming from second base, I'm gonna be this far from the bag. All right? So if you're gonna get pushed back that far, or you catch yourself back that far, then you need to bust into your angle more and get closer to the back. Because from back here, seeing that front of the bag is not the easiest look. And that's where they teach them to run to, right? And one thing I'll do before the game, I'll come out here and when they're throwing the ball around, I'll get angles and kind of get an idea where I'm gonna be taking plays from. Now, obviously this isn't what we teach, taking angle plays like this, but that's how I take my plays. So I come out and I look at all the different places I'm gonna be taking plays. on the triple you had earlier. I think you kind of got caught up trying to stay outside.
Yeah.
On that one. When you realize that he's going to turn that into a triple.
Yep.
And you got nobody covering you behind you.
Yep.
I would try to get inside.
Get inside.
And then try to. And then if I read it, all right, that's going to be a triple. And there's going to be no play in the second base. Now I can get back to the outside.
Right. Okay.
And I can take that play outside.
Yeah.
But at least if I get inside and he doesn't turn it into a triple, he goes and comes back, at least I can get, split the difference.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. No, I got stuck there.
Yeah, you were kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh well, it happens.
yeah.
You learn from it.
Yeah.
Right there's good. About 10 to 12 feet.
Out.
Sell that thing. Out! Going to these things is like drinking water out of a fire hose sometimes.
Well, it's like the positioning at second base. I feel like I'm in forbidden territory. I'm just not used to being.
It's a different world. Just take some time. The key. Even when I went to umpire school, it was you take everything you learn, and like I said, it's like drinking water out of a fire hose, and then you go start working games and you start applying it, and you're like, oh shit, this makes sense. This works.
Yeah.
These guys aren't crazy.
Well, it may work, but you might still be crazy.
Which might still be crazy. That's a good point.